Well, I want to thank all the Lesko Help members that were on the Zoom call last night. That was great. I think in the next day or two, too, I'm going to go live on Zoom for members and answer your questions. Now that I got you started on how to do all this stuff and what's available and all the information on the reports you got, I'll try to answer individual questions that way and try to be there a little more regularly, for that kind of help for you guys. But what I want to talk about today is how you can increase the amount of Corona stimulus grants that you get. I mean, this is, it's a strange game. And I've been doing this stuff for 30 or 40 years, whatever the hell it was. And I learned early on, way back in the beginning, see what I used to do is get information from the government and take it, put my name on it, and sell it to Fortune 500 companies for tens of thousands of dollars. And I was able to get so much more information, money programs, everything, depending on how I treated that bureaucrat. In other words, these are government officials, don't get much praise. Everybody thinks they're terrible people, like the people at the Division of Motor Vehicles or something, because that's what we usually do. And actually, the DMV here in DC, I've been there a bunch of times because I just moved in the city. They were terrific. But they're terrific if you treat them terrific. See, I think most of us call up a government office and see this is more important now than ever before in getting government money. I mean, you see what happened last week when there was, 3 million people getting unemployment. It's usually a couple 100,000 or whatever. And they got 3 million, so they were crashed. Okay, so you're there and you go online and say, oh, I want to get my money and I deserve it and all this kind of bullshit. And they're just so overwhelmed, they can't do anything. You have to put yourself in their shoes, or you're just going to have a high blood pressure and wind up next to a corona patient in the hospital. So you can't do that. That's a no-win game for you. And how you treat people. Like my wife was on the phone trying to get something, some help for her business from the government. It was a state government. She talked to a person who actually called her back. She talked to him Friday, didn't talk. He called her back Saturday. He's the only one in the office. Yeah. And this is the same office that's handing out billions in grant money. He's the only one there. And they were laughing on the phone and everything. And God, I mean, you have to realize they have your, future, or how much success you're going to have in applying for this in their hands. And so how you treat them is a direct correlation of how much you're going to get. They can stretch for you, or they could just give you the minimum or not answer the phone at all. And you can't take your problems to them. They don't care about them, like you don't care about their personal problems, yeah? But you should, because if you do, you become human. If you answer the phone, and if the first thing out of your mouth is, holy shit, God, you guys must be working your ass off, man. How the hell do you do this? So if you relate to them versus say, hey, I'm going to go broke in 2 months if I don't get this money. Sure, maybe they want to help you, and it's human nature, want to do that, and that's their job. But you want to double the money that you could get, right? So how do you double the money that you could get? It's with your personality. You don't go in there with a gun and a mask. Yeah, sure, maybe give it to you, but that's not the way. And actually, humor and niceness and all, that's the lubricant to get through life, I think, is love and humor. Because it's a pain in the ass no matter what. Dealing with the government is going to be a pain in the ass no matter what. Yeah. I can pretend, you're just making this phone call and you'll get a check in the mail 30. Well, I mean, 85 million people are going to get checks in the mail within about 4 or 5 weeks, okay? Now, how you get yours is really a function of how how much research you do, how you treat the people. Everybody, and even me as a salesman, anybody who's a salesman wants to make you believe that it's easy as hell. And all you have to do is push a button. I mean, who was it? One of the office service companies or retail had a panic button. They press the panic button, you need something. And that you can't do that. It's going to take work. It's going to take time. And actually, if you're like most people, you're sitting home watching Netflix. So this is a time, I think, to really learn the system. And because these programs, because if you learn about the $2 billion that is available now, you'll start learning, hey, maybe I should investigate the other $3 trillion that's available. And did I say 2 billion before? I meant trillion. So then you'll have a chance to get into that. You probably ignore it now because you call, oh, I heard about that. You call, you make one call. Oh, this is hard, or it's only for somebody else. And all those things are true. It can be hard. And there's so many programs, there's a lot that for somebody else than you. And that's what you have to do, is figure out, where are the ones for me? But if you yell at people, they're not going to help you as much. And that's why, how do you get more? This is your team. This is your government team. So you don't want to yell at them because you don't pay their salary. So the only thing you have that's power over them is you and your personality. So that's why your personality, man, that's your ace in the hole. That determines everything. How you treat those people. They want to be nice, right? Like you and me and everybody, we want to be nice, but we're going to be a son of a bitch if somebody treats us badly, right? It's human nature. So, no matter how nice of a person you are, oh, that's a police dog or something over there, see? And you see the police, I think there's a dog in the car. See, it's all closed down. This is the Washington Monument. They don't want anybody to go over and see the cherry blossoms. The road is blocked off here. Here's a nice big truck and a bunch of cop cars. You can't go in that road. So I did my run, 3 miles to run up to Abe, walk for a while, talk to you guys, and I'll get another 1 mile in and walk the rest to do my 6 miles. But it is, I mean, I had a great story about Charlie Porter when I first started. When I first started this business, I had a client who was an investor in Washington, New York City, invested Maine potatoes. And he called me and said, can you figure out what's the market for Maine potatoes? We want to invest a lot in Maine potatoes. I don't know potatoes here. I'm a city boy. I'd go out in the backyard and look for potato trees. Yeah, that's how much I knew about potatoes. Well, I find this government bureaucrat, and he's right down here. There's a building down here, Department of Agriculture. After making a bunch of calls, I found this guy called Charlie Porter. Okay. And I said, hey, Charlie, I got a client up in New York. I want to know how to get some information about Maine potatoes so he could forecast the market a little bit better and outguess the other idiots that are investing in the market and stuff like that. So he said, yeah, come on down. So I go down to this government bureaucracy, man. Yeah, it's like 10 football fields, the Department of Agriculture, and everybody's in little cubby holes all over. So I go back down there and I find Charlie Porter's office. He's got one of these bureaucratic offices, looks like a military, with gray desks and not even a window and a bunch of file cabinets. This is before the internet. And I sit down and ask him about Maine potatoes. Well, make a long story short, I was there for 3 hours. I started asking him about Maine potatoes. The problem wasn't getting the information. The problem was getting out of that sucker's office. He's been studying, he's got a master's in Maine potatoes. He's been studying Maine potatoes for 13 years of his life. His wife is sick of hearing about it. The government even forgot he's there. And that was just amazing to me. He would show me reports and he put graphs on the window. This is before computers. And he said, when these 2 lines cross, what's going to happen on the Maine potatoes? I took all that stuff, took his name off of it, but I thanked put my name on it and sent it to my client and charged him thousands of dollars. That's the kind of stuff that's there. And that's why, now people, I believe, are more important than the computer. The computer may lead you somewhere, but how depends on your people skills, not on your computer skills. And particularly, older people, we're used to dealing with people more. You get a 25-year-old, they think everything is on the computer. They don't even know how to look at you. They're always looking at a screen, right? So this is what use the computer to find the right office, but then do personal. Because, like Charlie Porter, and the problem can be getting yourself out of the office, and it was funny too, because when I was there, he said, hey, if you want to get statistics every day about the price of potatoes, go across the street and talk to the potato statistician. There's a guy at the Department of Agriculture, all he did was count potatoes. When he said that, I thought, I got to go across the hall and open a door, and there'll be a guy going, 1 potato, 2 potato, 3. That's a terrible joke. I've used that for 40 years, I think. But it still rings true to me. And going through that, now I deal with government offices a lot, helping people on Lesko Help and talking to bureaucrats and helping, trying to help people, take advantage of the system. And that's what you have to do. There's no magic. There's no, single button to push, or it's just hard work and what your attitude is. And tell you the truth, if you have a good attitude about this, you're going to stay in there longer to do it. Because if you think every contact you make, every phone call you make is going to the dentist, man, you're not going to want to make the next one. So that's why even if they're bad, and see, the greatest thing, like Charlie Porter and the statistician, that person you talk to, even if they can't help you, they could direct you to somebody else who may be able to help you. Because they're in that business. They think about it all the time. They go to conferences where other people doing different things and stuff like that. So people who hand out money are the same thing. They go to conferences of other people handing out money. and they know what's around. You're trying to do it better, so you're not going to know as much as them about what the industry is or what's out there in the market. And that's why to get as much as you can out of a single source, depends on your personality. And it's like that with everything. You want to ask somebody for a date, if you're a son of a bitch, you ain't got a long way to go, right? If you want to get a job, if you go and interview and you're a son of a bitch, there's not a big chance you're going to get that job. Well, it's the same with getting money. And don't forget, you don't affect their payroll, just like that date you want. You're not determining their love life forever. You're the only guy in the world, then maybe they'll put up with you being an asshole. But they don't have to. So it's the same thing with the government. You're not the only citizen in the world, so they don't have to put up with you being an asshole. So how do you not be an asshole when you're looking for government money, right? We got enough assholes. Actually, most of them, to me, are on Capitol Hill. They're not in the bureaucracy. That's the other end of town. See, on that side, that's Capitol Hill up there. But here, let's continue. This is the new African Museum. Okay, it's hard to get in there. I think it's a lot easier now. When it first opened, there were big lines every bloody day. But check their website if you come into town. Want to get in there? It's supposed to be very cool stuff. I haven't been there yet, so I do that when we get visitors come to town. That's when you see your own town, when a visitor comes, right? I run by it every day. I haven't been in there. So that's it. Well, I don't know. Just try to have fun at all this shit we call life. And that's why if you have fun, then it makes the process even easier. Now, there's no guarantee you're going to win at it. Nobody has that guarantee. But it's fun trying. I think that's the key in life. Just try. What the hell better do you have to do? And then you can inspire other people. Just try. Hey, I tried. Yeah, but I failed. Yeah, maybe. And then you'll get that little win someday. And that will give you the enthusiasm to keep going. Well, it's going to get noisy, so I'm going to take off. Don't forget, lesko.com if you're not a member. Members, I have the video all set up for you guys to see, and plus the reports I talked about give you. So go to the Facebook group page and you'll see it. If not, just in the discussion, ask me for a copy, and I'll send it to you. And if I don't answer you within 2 days, just yell at me. Business is very good for the first time in many, 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 many years. So, and I thank everybody for that. And I'm very appreciative, but it backs up. So be patient and just yell at this old fart if I don't get it to you in time. Okay? Take care. Have fun. See you soon.